All right, shalom, shalom, giving all praises, giving all glory and all honor to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Kakodash, all right? Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. Before I start the video, I want to give a double honors to my apostles and my elders at Great Millstone who rule with honor and diligence for teaching me this truth, all right? And peace and salutation to all you brothers out there, all you Akim, preaching this truth, lifting up that banner of Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai throughout the four corners of the world, man. You know, with sincerity in your hearts and for the love of the gospel. And this is GMS Indiana, Gary, Indiana. This is the brother Shamaria coming at you with another lesson. All right, the title of this lesson will be somewhere along the lines of idolatry. You understand? Idolatry. You know, and semicolon slash your hand should be the first upon him, because it's a law in the scriptures, man, that we're not supposed to worship any other idols besides Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. All right, speaking to all you Native Americans, Latinos, and that so-called Negroes out there. And then here it is. This is Exodus chapter 20, verse 1. It says, "And Yahweh spake all these words, saying, I am the Lord thine God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other gods before me." All right, so we're not supposed to have any other gods before the Lord. So we're not supposed to worship any other gods beside him. All right, verse 4, "Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, that is in earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth." All right, so we're not supposed to put anything on the same pedestal as Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. All right, you're not supposed to put anything beside him and worship as if they were God, because it said no likeness of anything, nor an engraven image, meaning you carved an image, engraved. All right, that is in the earth beneath, or the water that is beneath the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. And that's what you see our people doing now, and that's what you see our people doing, have done through the history of time. If you read the Bible, which the Bible is a history of time, our history, the so-called the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, the Israelites today, the Bible is our history of time, our record of time. And all through the time, the ancient times, they were bowing down themselves, serving other images, man, other false gods, because the word God means power. All right, the word God means power, so it's a false imaginary power, and that's what you see our people do, man. Our people bow down and worship these powers, man. These are false imaginary powers. All right, like today. In this day and age, these people put themselves on the same pedestal as God, man. The things that you do, the things that you're supposed to do, I would say, to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, you do it to yourself, you do it to these celebrities, you do it to these clothing lines, whatever you find yourself putting beside Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, all right, what you worship, what you give reverence to, that's your idol, that's your power, that's your God, whatever has your undivided attention all the time. You understand? Because it's written that the Lord is supposed to have your undivided attention all the time. All right. From there, let me go to 1 Samuel 15 and 23. 1 Samuel 15, verse 23, "For rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft, and stubbornness is as iniquity and idolatry. Because thou hast rejected the word of the Lord, he hath also rejected thee from being king." All right, and this is speaking to the King Saul, king of Israel, all right, when he had went off. But it says rebellion against what? The word of the Lord. Rejecting the word of the Lord is as the sin of witchcraft, man. And stubbornness, being stubborn, you hear the word, you know it's profitable to do, but you still refuse it just because you want to be stubborn, as is the sin of iniquity and idolatry. Or as is iniquity, which is a heavy sin, and idolatry, which is the worship of other idols, man. Because it's written that these idols of the heathens, they want to be like us, man. So what do they have to do? These heathens have to create gods, man. These heathens have to put things on pedestals to be like us. book of Psalms, chapter 95, verse 5. Psalms 95, or it's like 96. 96, verse 5. For all the gods of the nations are idols, but the Lord made the heavens. See, all of the gods of the nation are idols because the Lord is only with Israel. All right? The Lord is only dealing with Israel. All right? The Lord is not dealt so with any other nation. You understand? So they have to create imaginary powers so they can be like us. You know, because we're the only one with the one true power. You understand? From there, it says the same thing, like for a precept in the book of Wisdom of Solomon. Then I'm going to get to accounts where people have died by worshiping these other gods. And then I'm going to get a law saying that they were righteous for killing those people that worship those other gods, man. This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon. All right. It's the book of Wisdom of Solomon. Chapter 15, verse 15. Wisdom of Solomon 15 and 15. It says, For they counted all the idols of the heathen to be gods, which neither have use for eyes to see, nor nostrils to draw breath, nor ears to hear, nor fingers of hands to handle. And as for their feet, they are slow to go. All right, so these gods aren't animated, man. They can't move. They're imaginary. All right, there's some fragment of your imagination, that demon on you. All right, that demon on you think that this God is real, man. That this God is animated, man, which is not. It's not real. It has no nostrils to draw breath. It has no fingers to handle. It has no feet to go. But our Lord created the heavens, man. Our God created the heavens and everything you see before you. All right. Now let me get two accounts in the scriptures where prophets put people to death for worshiping other idols, man. Now this is the book of Exodus, chapter 32. All right, I'm gonna jump around because this is basically the whole chapter. You know, it's basically the whole chapter. But I'm gonna get straight to the point. I'm gonna get when they actually. Okay, I'm gonna stop at 5. Exodus 32 and 1. And when the people saw that Moses delayed to come down out of the mount, the people gathered themselves together unto Aaron and said unto him, Up, make us gods. See, make us gods. These gods are created by the hands of men. All right, it says, make us gods which shall go before us. For as for this Moses, the man that brought us up out of the land of Egypt, we wot not what is become of him. That word "wot" means know. We know not what is become of him. Verse 2. And Aaron said unto them, Break off the golden earrings that are in your ears, and your wives and your sons and your daughters shall bring them unto me. And all the people broke off the golden earrings which were in their ears, and brought them unto Aaron, and received them in their hand, and fashioned it with a gravening tool, after he had made and molted calf. See, they chided with him. When you read the scriptures, it tells you that they chided with Moses. I mean, they chided with Aaron. You know, like they were very hostile. They were very belligerent to him. All right, for making him these tools, man. So out of fear, Aaron created these guys to appease them. And it says, molted calf, verse 4, and they said, These be thine gods, O Israel, which brought thee up out of the land of Israel. But these guys came newly up, man. These guys were just created. So how is this the God that brought you out of the land of Israel? See, that's why I say it's imaginary. It's actually retarded to actually think that something you just created did something for you in the past. You know? And it says, and when Aaron saw it, he built an altar for it, and Aaron made proclamation and said, Tomorrow is a feast to the Lord. It says, and they rose up early on the morrow and offered burnt offerings and burnt peace offerings, and the people sat down to eat and drink and rose up to play. All right. Now that's when the Lord told Moses to go down and see what the people have done. All right. Now from there, I'm just going to jump straight to the part where Moses slayed them. All right. It says, let not their anger, whosoever break it off. And Moses saw the people were naked, and Aaron says instead at the gate of the camp. There it is. All right, Exodus 32 and 26. This is the repercussions for going off, man, worshiping other idols. It says, then Moses stood in the gate of the camp and said, who is on the Lord's side? Let him come unto me. And all the sons of Levi gathered themselves together unto him. And he said unto them, thus saith the Lord God of Israel, put every man his sword on his side, and go in and out from the gate to gate throughout the camp, and slay every man his brother, and every man his companion, and every man his neighbor. And the children of Levi did according to the word of Moses, and there all fell of the people that day about 3,000 men. All right, that's a lot of death, man. That's a lot of death, and Moses killed 3,000 men because they wouldn't go on the Lord's side. And I'm gonna get another account in the book of 1 Kings. It's the book of 1 Kings 18 and 21. First Kings 18 and 21. And Elijah came unto all the people and said, how long halt ye between two opinions? If the Lord be God, follow him. But if Baal, then follow him. And the people answered him not a word. And then Elijah unto the people, I only remain a prophet of the Lord, but Baal's prophets are 450 men. Let them therefore give us 2 bullocks, and let them choose one of the bullocks for themselves, and cut it in pieces, and lay it on wood, and put no fire under it, and I will dress the other bullock and lay it on wood, and put no fire under it. All right. And then it says, and call ye on the name of your gods, and I will call on the name of the Lord, and the God that answers by fire, let him be God. And all the people answered and said, it is well spoken. So when you go through this chapter, Elijah called on the name of the Lord and something happened, but the people called on the name of Baal and nothing happened. So let's see what happens when here it is. I'm gonna start at 36 and go down. All right, but the point is at 40. This is 1 Kings 18 and 36. This is what happened after Baal didn't answer because he has no feet to move. He's not real. He's imaginary. All right. 1 Kings 18 and 36. And it came to pass at the time of the offering and the evening sacrifice that Elijah the prophet came near and said, Lord God of Abraham, Isaac, and of Israel, let it be known this day that thou art God in Israel, and that I am thine servant, and that I have done all these things in thine word. Hear me, O Lord, hear me, that this people may know that thou art the Lord God, that thou hast turned their heart back again. Then the fire of the Lord fell and consumed the burnt sacrifice, and the wood, and the stones, and the dust, and licked up the water that was in the trench. It says, then all the people saw it, and they fell on their faces, and they said, the Lord, it says, the Lord, he is the God. The Lord, he is the God. And Elijah said unto them, take the prophets of Baal, let not one of them escape. And they took them, and Elijah brought them down to the brook Kishon, and slew them there. And it just said that the prophets of Baal were 450 men. So he slew them there, man. He killed them for worshiping another idol. And they were righteously in the law of doing so. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 13. In the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 13. All right. It says, I'm trying to think, should I start low? I'm trying to think, should I start low? Because the point is that, like, point is at 9. Deuteronomy 13:1. If there arise among you a prophet or a dreamer of dreams, and giveth thee a sign or a wonder, and the sign or the wonder can't come to pass, wherefore he spake unto thee, saying, Let us go after other gods, which thou hast not known, let us serve them. Thou shalt not hearken unto the words of that prophet, nor that dreamer of dreams, for the Lord your God proveth you, to know whether ye love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul. Verse 4. Ye shall walk after the Lord your God, and fear him, and keep his commandments, and obey his voice, and ye shall serve him, and cleave unto him. It says, and the prophet or the dreamer of dreams shall be put to death, because he hath spoken to you to turn you away from the Lord your God, which brought you out of the land of Egypt. All right. And that's what's going to happen, man. That's what's going to happen. Verse 9 is the point. But thou shalt surely kill him, and thine hand shall be first upon him to put him to death, and afterward the hand of thine people. And all that shall stone him with stones, and he shall die, because he hath sought to trust thee away from the Lord thine God, which brought thee out of the land of Egypt, from the house of bondage. All right, and that's what's going to happen, man. They're totally within the law of happening. All right, with that, I'm gonna say shalom.